So last time we did equations, and the time before that we did equations as well. Today we're going to do ratios and proportions, which is very much like solving an equation. It's just you have a fraction in there. A ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. It's basically a fancy word for fraction. You can write x to y, x with the little colon, that's the two dots in between, and y. Most of the time you see it like a fraction, x over y. That's what a ratio is. Write these in simplest form. Do you remember reducing fractions? Done this before? What do 4 and 6 both divide by? You just went ahead and said the answer. I'm going to get everybody else there, though. We're going to divide them both by 2. Facing forward. Winter, are you okay? Yeah. I do. It's over there on my desk. Yeah. 4 divided by 2. Be 2. 6 divided by 2 would be 3. So your reduced fraction is 2/3. Do you see how we did that? You divide the numerator and denominator by the same number. Now here, what do they both divide by? Now they do both divide by 4, but you want to pick the biggest number possible, which would be 8. So we're going to divide them both by 8. So what is 40 divided by 8? 5. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Now, 5 over 1 is a totally valid answer, but what's the other way? You just 5. Anything over 1 is just going to be itself. Now, number 2 says, circle all the ratios that are equivalent. Equivalent means the same, right? So we got 3/5. That's not going to reduce. Look at 6/10. What do 6 and 10 both divide by? 2. What is 6 divided by 2? Is 3. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. Oh my gosh, are those the same? So we're going to circle them. It says circle all the ones that are equivalent. Now, is 2/5 the same as 3/5? No. And then we're going to reduce this one. What do 9 and 15? Thank you. They both divide by 3, but I'm recording this, so if you could let me finish my question, that'd be fantastic. They both divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I love that you're excited to answer the question. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Oh my gosh, that one's also 3/5. So we're going to circle it. So these 3 are all equivalent. Can you stay facing forward for me? Winter, did you have a question? Okay. Now, when you have a proportion, that's 2 fractions that equal each other, 2 ratios that are equal. Do you remember cross multiplication? Because that's what we're going to do. And then it's exactly like solving an equation. It does not matter which way you cross first. I always start with the top left, though. Thank you. Just because that's how we read, you would start at the top left. Okay? Watch. First, you're going to cross this way. X times 12. How would we write that? 12x. Equal sign. And then we're going to cross this way. It would be 8 times 6. What is 8 times 6? And if you forgot, you'd have a calculator, but good. It is 48. I like the Chromebooks put away while I'm teaching so that you can focus, but again, on a quiz or test, you'd have a calculator. Now it's an equation exactly like the quiz review we just went over. What would you do to both sides? Divide by 12. And x equals 4. Beautiful. So once you cross multiply, it's the exact same thing we've been doing. And again, it doesn't matter which way you cross. I just start with the top left. Because when you read a piece of paper, you start at the top left. So I don't know, that's just what I always do. So we're going to cross this way. 4 times 10. 40. Beautiful. Equals 2 times x, which is just 2x. This isn't bad, right? This should go quick. And then divide by 2, x equals 20. So it's not really different from solving an equation. Right, again, I just always start with the top left. It doesn't matter, but if you stay consistent, that'll help you out. So when you cross this way, 7 times 6. Thank you. And again, if you didn't know that, that's fine. You would have a calculator. 42 equals, now listen, Listen, you have to give this a hug. Put parentheses around that because when you cross this way, you will have to distribute that 14. You're fine. You can yawn, I just will not. So now we're going to take the 14 and distribute it. So that'll be 42 equals 14a minus, oh gosh, what is that going to be, 56? Again, you would have a calculator. You have a calculator. Did you type that in and get 56? Double check me. I just did it in my head. I think I'm right, but I just want to make sure. $14 times 4, 56. Okay. And then what do we do with that minus 56? Plus 50. See, this is more quiz review. That will be what, 98? Thank you. Equals 14a. Good. So can you type that one in once you write it down as well? 98 divided by 14. I don't actually know that off the top of my head. 8. 7. You were close. I would not expect you to know that one without a calculator. All right, up here, you need to give some hugs. Oh. I love it. Give some hugs. All right, we're going to cross this way. You would have to distribute the 3 to both parts of that. Okay. Equals, and then when you cross the other way, you're going to have to distribute the 2 to both parts of it. Do you write too big?
Yeah, I write too big.
So when we distribute this 3, I believe in my heart you can multiply by a 3. Kyle, I'm going to ask you this one. What do you get when you distribute a 3? 9. Good. Plus? Because I believed you could do it. See, good job. See, now you've classmates telling you good job. Equals. Distribute the 2. Hunter, what's that going to give us when I distribute 2? Gold star. Now you want all of the x's together. Subtract 10x. See, it goes quick and easy when you guys all stick with me. 9x minus 10x. Negative 1x plus 12 equals, ooh, what's on this side of the equal sign? Good, negative 10. You do have a big brain. I know what my son asked me yesterday, and so I Googled it. Do you know how much the human head weighs?
5 pounds. 15.
Like 12. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, does that mean?
Anyway, I didn't mean to totally distract us, but that, I know, right? Kind of big bowling ball up there. All right, what are we going to do with this plus 12? You're the only one answering me, so it's fine. Minus 12. It is, hey guys, sorry, that was my fault. I had a fun fact there, so I shared it. But minus 12, why did we subtract 12? Because it's the opposite of plus 12. You get negative x equals negative 22. Now I kind of ran out of space there, but because there's a negative on both sides, what you would divide by negative 1, negatives would cancel. And so x is a positive 22. Awesome. These ones are story problems. All that means is you're going to set it up on your own and put units in your answer. Units means hours, dollar signs, inches, whatever it is that we're talking about. Let's read this one. Ready? Jason earns $152 in 4 days. What are the 2 items that are going on there? Dollars and days. Write this off to the side. Dollars and days. Write it down so you don't forget. Otherwise, you will get it flipped over. We're going to put dollars on the top and days on the bottom. All right. $152 in 4 days. That's on the one side of the proportion. Now, when you read, I'm not going to read the rest of it to you because I want you to read. You want to put dollars on the top and days on the bottom. So keep reading. I'll pull up the calculator or else my cal can type it in for us. But where does this $532 go, on the top or the bottom? Good. 532 goes on the top. We want to know how many days. So I'm going to call that X. You can call it D for days if you want. I just usually go for X. Now, when you cross multiply, you will get 152X equals, and I'll go ahead and pull up calculator. Bless you.
Thank you.
So 532 times 4. Hey, Miranda, can you focus for me back there? And Hunter, get your head up. I got 2,128. And then what would be your last step there? Divide by 152. So let me type that in the calculator. I got 14. Now you have to put units. X was on the bottom. What was on the bottom for our proportion? Days. If you write it off to the side, you will not forget. It will take 14 days to earn that much money. Let's try it again. A blueprint for a house states that. Do you guys understand what a blueprint is? It's like a model of the house, but on paper. Okay. A blueprint for a house that states that 2.5 inches equals 10 feet. What are the two items that are going on over here? Good. Put inches over feet. Inches are going to go on the top, feet are going to go on the bottom, and then you won't mix it up. So 2.5 over 10. Now I'm not going to read the rest of it to you because I want you to read. Keep reading. What else can we put on there? Good. Why does the 12 go on the bottom? Because it's feet. That was an excellent question. Did you all hear that question? How do you choose what goes on the top and the bottom? It actually doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. So we're going to do 2.5 times 12. So what is that, 30? Can you double check me on that? 2.5 times 12. Hunter, open your eyes. You're going to make it, I promise. That 30, thank you, equals what when we cross the other way? 10x. Beautiful. And then divide by 10. Now look back at your key over here. X was on the top, so it's 3 inches. Last one. Research shows that 3 out of every 20 pet owners got their pet from a breeder. This one's a little tricky. We have every 3 out of 20. So 3 got their pet from a breeder, and then it's out of the total. Does that make sense? Like 3 out of the 20 total. It's like 20 people got pets, 3 of them got them from a breeder. Yeah, that, and again, it doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. Equals, now keep reading, out of the 122 animals cared for, if 122 is the total animals, where does that go? Bottom, how many came from a breeder? So X goes on the top. So again, I just always start with the top left. It really doesn't matter which way you cross. That'll be 366 equals 20x, and we're going to do 366 divided by 20.
Yep.
Now hold on, because I think that comes out to a decimal, right? 18.3. Now it's pets, right? Pets from a breeder. Now I realize 18.3 would round down. I guess I would take either 18 or 19. I just feel like if you've got even partial of a pet, you should round up to the next whole pet. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, well, it just didn't come out perfect. So I'm going to say 18, I'm going to say 19 pets from a breeder.
You gotta round up.
I would, because it's like the context of the problem is about an animal. I would take either 18 or 19. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I would take, in fact, I would even take 18.3, even though I hope you wouldn't like have a decimal point of it.